I mean, we could play it if you like. I'm just
I
gonna
just
edit it out.
I just listened to it.
3, 2.
Welcome everybody once again to the If I Said It, I Meant It podcast.
Bite my tongue for no one.
Kevin Shio coming to you live as always with my good friend.
Richard Vasquez.
We are 6 days away, 5 days away from the great Christmas. Are you ready?
Saint Nick.
Saint Nick.
Yeah. There's a bunch of gifts behind you, so I'm getting there.
You haven't wrapped them though.
I don't wrap it up.
Who wraps your gifts?
Oh, you're talking about the gifts?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll wrap. I have to get a bag. I have to
wrap
get. I have to get a bag for that, and there's some wrapping paper right there. So I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm a last minute kind of guy.
Dude, you have no idea how much anxiety, like these gifts sitting here unwrapped gives me.
Well, I just got them yesterday.
Yeah, I know. I've been done for a month.
Well, I haven't even finished shopping. I still have to buy for 4 more people.
Oh,
Well, dude, I mean, fuck. I don't. I have my nephews and my niece are all 40.
yeah.
No, they're not older than me, but
Oh,
I think they range from 26 or 25 to 18 or 19. So,
I'm just I keep thinking you're not gonna make it.
oh yeah, I'll be fine.
You're
There's not that many.
And yeah, I don't know. I love.
I don't even know if I have fucking Scotch tape, but I'll figure that out when that day comes, which will probably be tomorrow, honestly, because I'll get the last of the gifts tomorrow,
I was like,
and then
when the day comes, you've only got a handful left.
yeah, nah, I'll be good. I'll be good.
I turn into Will Ferrell from Elf.
Yeah, which apparently is your favorite movie, because your favorite Will Ferrell movie.
It is my favorite Will Ferrell movie.
Because you gave me blasphemy for the ones that I picked.
No, I think Elf's the best, but yeah, I've been done with my Christmas shopping for some time. Everything's been wrapped up. Most gifts have been wrapped 2 or 3 times,
For what reason?
but just to be an asshole.
Just to make it more difficult.
Oh yeah, and then
Have you ever been that person that puts a small gift into a little bit of a bigger box and a little bit of a bigger box and a giant box?
Yeah, every year.
That's awesome.
Last year was the year of the decoy gift. So if you got a gift card, it was probably wrapped up and put in a macaroni and cheese box, and then you wrap that up, and then you put that into another box.
I don't think I sent that to you. It said me Christmas shopping this winter, and it's a picture of 4 bags, and it's all top ramen inside of it, and fucking cup of noodles.
So for Yvette's niece, I got a 40-pack of just those gummy snacks.
Uh-huh.
And what I did was I taped them together end to end, and then I put them back in the box, and then I took that box and wrapped it with a little tag that says pull here, and so she'll pull out 40 in a row. That was her gag gift this year.
Did you make her gag?
It's her niece.
Oh, I thought you were talking about you. My bad.
No.
That's what happens when you message
When
me.
you're not paying, you're not paying attention. But no, the 7-year-old I did not.
You're fucking.
I'm what?
You got so quiet. My bad. It was a mistake.
No. So that's, and I wrapped a couple of gifts and I made them in the shape of something really inappropriate, and then I wrapped that up in another box. So you open up one.
Is
box.
that why you wanted my Costco size
Box of condoms?
Yeah. Not the condoms, but
just the box. Just the box.
That makes sense now.
Yeah. I seriously.
I'm gonna be hitting up Costco soon. I'll get you that box for next year.
I seriously get an erection when it comes to Christmas. I love it. I have my special Christmas wrapping tools. I don't use scissors most of the time to cut wrapping paper. I have
chopsticks?
a special no. I use a samurai sword and I'll just cut.
A letter opener.
No, you just use one of those box cutter knives, the ones that break.
Like
off.
the one that Rick gave me.
Yeah, exactly. Use that. It helps. But you have you fold your wrapping paper over when you know what size you need, and you just cut it down. And then when you want to be the asshole, you get the packing tape, that clear, real thick plastic tape, and then you wrap the thing up 10 times. And yeah, I was producer Rick, who's not here today. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, I don't know why either. I haven't talked to him though, so.
So I was working on a gift for his daughters, and I had a can of spray glue. And so if you just put stripes of spray glue and then wrap the gift, when the little kids go to rip it, it just rips strips off and just makes a shit ton of mess.
Yeah, Rick really hates the fact that he gave him all those balls.
Yeah, I like gifts that just piss off the parents.
So I got them one of those, because I find it easier just to buy group gifts, especially with like his family, because getting individual ones, one of the kids is way too young to do anything.
Oh yeah.
I know she's crawling around though right now. I got her, or I got both of them, like one of those little like it's like a tent with like a little like tunnel. And
Oh
then, like,
yeah.
So
yeah.
so those balls will, because they show like, oh, you put balls
fit them in
yeah.
there. Yeah.
So hopefully that'll go well together.
Damn, I wish I would have known. I'd have got like 400 more balls.
At 50 cents each.
Yeah, whatever it costs, it doesn't matter.
I'm sure they still have them.
Yeah. No, they need more.
Okay.
The more the mess, the better. Or loud. For
You're right. My mom used to always tell us like, let's get the most annoying gifts for people because we don't have to be there when they're playing with it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I get it.
I think for Rick's daughter's first birthday, a month and a half ago, I got like one of those drums that you just hit and it's a loud, annoying play school gift. Like that's what I look for. If I could have gotten her an air horn, I would have.
I'm like definitely not gonna tell you guys if I ever have a kid when their birthday is.
Oh well, no.
Damn it.
Well, I mean, like, what are you gonna do all of a sudden? Have
Vanish.
a pregnant woman and then a not pregnant
And
woman?
be like, oh, she had a kid last week.
Oh, good. Well, I'll follow up.
I'll follow up.
I'll make sure there's something loud and obnoxious.
Besides you.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've been done. And I told a coworker, God, early December. I said, I'm done with Christmas, and she's like, oh, you're already over it? I said,
No, I'm like done.
no, I love Christmas. Like I'm sitting back and enjoying it. I am done with shopping. I've wrapped everything. Everything's taken care of. I'm done. And she just looked at me like with shock and disgust.
She's appalled.
How
are you done
How are
already?
you done? And it comes down to organization, and I like rapping. I'm a gangster rapper.
So you want to get it done as soon as possible?
Yeah.
See, I feel like I'm ahead of schedule right now myself, personally, because usually I'll be doing this like the night before. But because it falls on a weekend, I'm going to have it done tomorrow.
Yeah. No, Yvette said it's because I'm Asian and I've done origami my whole life that I really like wrapping gifts.
Yeah, I told you that too.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Origami.
Yeah. Height. So, in the Christmas spirit, by the way, parental warning, if you're driving around with your kids in the fucking car while you're listening to our podcast, first off, you're shitty parents because Richard cusses a lot.
Yeah, that's stupid. You probably shouldn't fucking do that.
But we're going to do a spoiler alert conversation right now.
Oh, what information are you disclosing?
When did you find out there was no Santa?
Ooh. I want to say 7 or 8, I would assume. I mean, I don't remember exactly. I would say like around 7 or 8, maybe a year sooner. Around that time.
Early elementary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
I don't remember which Christmas it was. It's a bit of a traumatic story, actually.
Is your Santa Claus Asian?
Yeah. We don't celebrate Christmas. It's annual gift day. It's more efficient like that.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. No, honestly, Japanese Christmas was like December 7th. So it's that day in infamy every year. That's when we give gifts. No?
No.
Inappropriate?
No, not good.
Too soon?
No, I don't know if it's too soon.
It's been 3/4 of a decade. I think we can joke about Pearl Harbor now.
No, I know.
No?
It's fucking funny. I didn't even know. That was one of those things where you don't know if you should laugh at or not. Even though I made the jokes about it last week. Maybe because I was more drunk last week than I am this week.
At some point, it's going to come back. Our sponsors are going to leave us.
Yeah.
I don't remember the specific year, but I do remember waking up on one Christmas morn.
Morn?
Morn.
You're just shortening morning?
Well, that's how you say it. Christmas morn. I'm telling a tale. It's like
Mourn, it sounds like you're mourning something, like something died.
maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to get into the whole Jiminy Christmas spirit.
I'm thinking say Germany cricket.
No, no, no.
Okay.
It was grasshopper.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I thought you liked grasshoppers. Ba-dum-bum.
So, well, there goes all my Christmas joy, but I was trying to get into the whole holiday spirit. You know, you wake up on Christmas morning.
And you're all pumped up.
Yeah. And so I remember waking up and Christmas, I mean, my parents, God bless them, they did a great job with Christmas. Like, your stocking was packed full of shit. And most of the time it was candy that you didn't eat, you know, and there was always a toothbrush. You know, mostly useless stuff. And then, of course, there were, my parents got me lots of gifts. And again, most of them were pretty cheap, just wrapped big. So as a kid, you rip them open and
Because as a kid, you don't give a fuck about the gifts. You just want as many as you can.
as many as you can, yeah. So I woke up, crisp, not snow-covered ground because I was in Los Angeles, but it was chilly. And I remember getting up and running down the hall, and I turned the corner to go into the living room where the tree was and where the stockings were normally hung, and there was nothing there.
No gifts.
Nothing. And
Were you a bad kid that year?
that's what I thought.
You probably
That's
were.
what I thought. So, looking back on it as an adult, you realize that there's some game. It's like a Christmas game. It's called Bunko. I don't know.
Never
Don't
heard
ask
of
me. Yeah, I never heard of it. But anyway, my parents weren't partiers. They weren't big drinkers. But I remember going to like this family Christmas party on Christmas Eve, and I do remember being there pretty late. I think my parents had had a few drinks or so, and so young Kevin Shiosaka wakes up after turning in his report card to Santa, because that's what you're required to do as an Asian. You had to pass a test to enjoy annual gift day.
And a spelling bee.
And then, yep, no, those are the Indian kids. Came around the corner and there were no gifts. And I remember crying, just crying. And I ran into my parents' room and I woke them up. Probably were in a pretty bad hangover state. And I just couldn't figure out what I had did wrong. Like, was it the bee that I got? You know, what was it? What did I do? Why was I such a bad kid? I mean, I hadn't started masturbating yet. I wasn't sneaking pornos. I hadn't started smoking. This was like, what did I do? And so my mom says, oh my goodness, he must have just missed our house on accident. If you go back to bed, we'll give him a call. And so I went back to bed. I heard some things going on in the other room, and that's when I realized
Your parents were Santa?
this is fucking bullshit. And from that point on, I got nothing but bees. I started smoking and masturbating.
You still got gifts.
I did get gifts. But yeah, that was a rough Christmas. I'm not gonna lie. And I think that was when my childhood ended.
You seem. Is that like when Drop Dead Fred, when you realize he's not your fucking little friend anymore?
Yeah, I think that was the year that it was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, because as a kid, you're still trying to believe the best, right? But you're going, what are they doing? And then you come out and there's all these gifts.
Was it a snowball effect after that? Like, did you realize like the Tooth Fairy wasn't real anymore, and the Easter Bunny, and I don't know, whatever else is fucking fake?
You know, I never really believed in the Easter Bunny. That one was never there. The Tooth Fairy I do remember, but I kind of always knew that was my parents. Like, I don't know why. Maybe because I had a chimney. Santa came down our chimney.
Yeah, we never had a chimney.
I don't know.
We barely had heat.
So yeah, that was my awful traumatic Christmas story. It was rough.
I don't remember mine that detailed. The only one I do remember.
Oh, when it's traumatic,
Yeah,
you
it
remember pretty
The
detailed.
only one. Oh, the only.
I remember the shag carpet and everything, man.
the only like fictional character that your parents kind of told you about was a Tooth Fairy. I remember that one because I remember like I was old enough to kind of understand like maybe it's not real.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't tell my mom about one of the, teeth or tooth or whatever that I lost.
Right.
And I put it under my pillow or whatever.
And that bitch didn't come.
She
Huh?
didn't come. And then I told my mom, and then I got the money.
So you fucking problem solved that thing.
Yeah,
I'm impressed.
I reverse engineered it.
Yeah.
Um,
Like, I'm gonna test this fucking Tooth Fairy.
yeah, see what this motherfucker's about.
And then nothing.
Nothing. But as far as Christmas though, I don't really remember like my exact story.
It kind of just started.
It kind of just started like, all right, like, kind of know what's up. I guess maybe too. Maybe what actually got me was the fact that Santa Claus comes to my grandma's house earlier than anybody else's household. I mean, we would have Santa Claus every year. We still have him to this day, and he'd be there like at 5 o'clock, and everybody else would open their presents at like midnight.
Right.
When he's supposed to be there.
Like, your
And then-
grandma's cool, but how did she get the inside
and then
track?
they had the thing on TV where they're like, Santa Claus is coming over the North Pole now. He's
Yeah.
in New York.
Yeah,
And
NASA's tracking.
yeah, and it would be like, well, how is he already at our house?
What the
And
fuck,
you're
man?
fucking like 7 years old. And,
Yeah.
Um,
The House of Cards starts to collapse pretty quickly on that fat man.
and it's mostly because my grandma and the rest of my family members wanted to continue to drink and not deal with their fucking stupid asses.
Well, and I think that's probably where it came from, that, the drinking in my parents and not being able to wake up. Because I will say this, prior to, and I think even after that, my parents did a really good job of waiting till I was asleep to do Christmas. And that's kind of where I do it now. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay, I'm on it. Like, I'll wake up.
Do you set an alarm?
Yeah. And then, with kids, you can kind of tell when they're asleep. Like, there's that fake sleep where they're just like,
His mouth's wide open.
and then when they're really asleep, they're just like, yeah. So
That's how I sleep,
yeah,
for sure.
it doesn't go away. It gets worse actually with age. But that Christmas was
So is this brought up because is this happening with RJ?
a little bit, yeah. I think I already ruined the Tooth Fairy with him because I keep his teeth, and I remember showing him like, oh, and this is like, I'll put it. When he lost the tooth, I go, all right, cool. We'll go to the Tooth Fairy. Puts it under his pillow. I gave him money, and then I remember we were talking about the things that I saved as a dad, like my little memory box from his life.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, here's your little tag from when you were in
When you were born or
when you
whatever.
were born, and then here's like all of the teeth that I've kept. And he was like, how'd you get those back from the Tooth Fairy? And I was like, oh, well, see, that's where the Easter Bunny comes into play,
Oh
because
fuck!
the
You just
Easter Bunny
You just dropped a whole bigger line of fucking.
hides the eggs for adults to find, and so he hides your teeth, so we find them later. And that was the best I had. And
At that moment?
that stupid kid believed me. So, yeah,
You
that,
said it, not me.
that was rough. And trying to come up with a lie on top of a lie on the spot while your child is looking at you like endearingly, like, Dad, explain the magic of the Tooth Fairy and how you got the teeth back. And I went, fuck. And so I had to call his mom and be like, here's the story I told.
Run
Back
with
me
it.
up on it.
Run with it. Do you guys do the Elf on the Shelf?
No, don't do Elf on the Shelf.
Joanna was telling me that like one day she forgot to move it, and then she was like, "Well, you guys were being bad yesterday, so he didn't think that."
Oh.
Da, 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 da. And they were like, so like it actually scared them into being like,
Oh, that's-
better.
that's-
But it
yeah.
was just funny because it's like, come on, Joe, you gotta think it's like a little nicer than that. I don't know, scaring them fucking.
That elf
with-
knows what you were doing in the bathroom.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he's only like 7 or 8. No, he's not doing that, but
Hold on, that puts you in 3rd grade?
yeah.
But she got 2 years.
Until
She got 2 years to worry.
Jesus.
Until he starts playing guitar in the bathroom. So, RJ's, this is really the first year that he started coming to me and asking, Dad, the kids at school are saying that there's no Santa. The kids at school are saying that that it's your parents that wrap up the gifts. And first off, I want to punch the little kids in the face because fuck you, that's my lie. But part of me is a little happy, like, if I tell him there's no Santa, that's one less gift I have to buy, right? Because He gets a gift from Santa.
No.
He gets a gift from Santa, and then he gets a gift from Dad. If there's no Santa, then fuck you, I'm not buying a gift and faking it.
I don't agree. I think that you still buying the gift from Santa, because my mom still buys me gifts from Santa.
Your mom does a lot of cool shit that
I'm
most parents
saying,
won't do.
but the gift from her is not always better than the gift from Santa.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes Santa
They're-
has the better gift.
Almost always.
Hmm.
But the gift from her necessarily isn't like, I mean, you know, when you know it's usually like the simple things like t-shirts, like undershirts,
Oh yeah.
Boxers.
Oh my god.
socks. Dude, I haven't bought fucking underwear in, like, I don't think I've ever bought underwear now that I think about it. Like, my mom's been buying me, or Santa has been buying me,
Santa has.
one of them
Santa, yeah.
has been buying me underwear my whole life. Like, I don't even know what it costs to buy underwear. Like, I'm assuming it's in between the $8 to $12 range, but
Oh.
I don't even know.
Well, I'll let you figure that out someday when there's no
Wait.
Santa.
Well, hey, hopefully that's, you know,
So, fuck you know how much underwear costs.
I really don't. Honestly, I really don't.
So a couple of years ago, like I still wrap up gifts for myself, wrap them, and then I'll give them to myself from Santa. And so a couple of years ago, I had purchased I want to say like an 8-pack of soap because I don't buy expensive soap. I buy the shitty cheap soap and it comes in an 8-pack. And so I remember telling, you know,
We sell good soap that comes in 8-packs.
do they?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Go,
I
go to Costco.
Irish Spring.
Oh, I don't know, I get like Dove or something
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah. So RJ asked me like, hey, what are you asking Santa for? And I said, honestly, I'm probably just gonna ask him for soap. And then I had already known that I was purchasing soap for myself and
Mhm.
wrapping it and then giving it to myself. And so when I opened up soap, he goes, Daddy, I prayed to Santa to bring you
Aw.
soap, and he did. I was like, oh, dude, that's awesome, thanks. Like, I like my soap. And so he told me this year, he's like, Dad, do you think Santa's gonna bring you more soap? I don't know, dude, I still got like 3 bars left, maybe.
No, I'm gonna wait for my birthday. You're gonna buy me that for my birthday.
It's a birthday thing, so. But yeah, so I don't know what I should do. Like, he's asking questions.
He already asked?
Oh, like 4 times this year, and then asked his mom. I don't know if it's to pit us against each other to figure out who.
Yeah,
tells
he's
the
reverse
best lie.
engineering, bro. I mean,
It's not bad. It's not a bad idea.
I feel like if we were watching a movie of him right now, it'd be like kind of like on The Hangover when all the little numbers are coming up.
He'd have a whiteboard.
Yeah, and
with,
he's like doing all this shit, putting things
It's
together.
possible.
You know, trying to figure it out.
I don't
With
know.
chopsticks in his hand, eating rice. Like, I just feel like that's exactly how it's gonna turn out in the movie. So, yeah, he's trying to figure it out, man. He's trying to figure out who the fuck's the liar. Is it you? Is it you? Is it his friends? Is it his mom? I mean,
I'm legally not allowed to say anything about that aspect of it, but I'm not sure what to do. Like, so I made up this bullshit story, and I guess that's kind of true anytime you're talking about Santa, because
Santa in itself is a bullshit story.
we all know it's bullshit. So I told him that, there was a real Saint Nick, and he did a lot of good deeds for people, and he was teaching people it's better to give than to receive.
He only had to go to one city back in the day, not
Yeah.
fucking the whole world.
And so really the idea is that we all become Santa when we realize that it's better to give than to receive, right? So that fell in line with the whole Christmas thing. And then, so I was like, so when your friends ask, say, there's no Santa Claus, tell them to Google St. Nicholas and see what comes up. And it's obviously a real person, so they're full of shit. And so I kind of ran with that. And then he was like, well, how is he still alive? And I said, no, he died. But his spirit lives in all of us. And so now that you're getting older and you need to start giving gifts to people, you'll start to become Santa. That's the best I fucking got. That's, I mean,
I don't even know. I have no clue what I would do if I was in your position. So I'm gonna go and say bravo. I guess. I mean, I would fuck that up royally. I'd be like, yeah, I've been giving you gifts your fucking whole life.
And part of me wanted to, like, just be like, look, there's no fucking Santa. I'm Santa. But I don't, like,
Next year.
I'm kind of thinking,
Next year.
like,
I think, but you should do it like in June.
yeah,
Do
that's
it-
not a bad idea.
Do it like in like middle of the year. Like, hey, just want you to know, I know you've been a good boy, or maybe you've been a shitty kid. I don't fucking know. I know what's up. I'm saying next year. It resets December 31st.
A whole, the counter thing.
Yeah. And just let them know, like, hey, or your friend's been saying this. I just want to tell you the truth. This is the reason why I lied to you. Like, I don't know. I think if you talk to him you talk to your son like an adult already. So,
Yeah.
and this has to be his first fucking letdown, man. I mean, maybe he's had more.
He's had plenty more.
But, you know,
Dad, are you gonna pick me up?
Dad, are we gonna play
Dad,
catch today?
Dad, can we have dinner? Dad, stop drinking. Dad, don't hit me with the belt.
No, you better. You're incriminating yourself on that one.
Dad, please don't burn me with that. Just all kinds of. I mean, he's been let down plenty of times, but no. You know, that's not
What's
a
up,
bad
D?
idea. It's not a bad idea to kind of just middle of the year when there's no anticipation for it.
Hey, D, I got you a Christmas gift because I felt obligated because you told me you got me one. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, I saw something that I thought of you. So,
D, what'd you get him? You can tell me. I'm looking at my
I won't.
Instagram.
I won't look at the comments if you write what you got me.
I hope she sends just one of those emojis of peaches.
Doubt that. I doubt that.
No, she's been ghosting you for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. I don't know what to do. But I like your idea of just flat out telling him not during the Christmas season and just see where it goes from there.
Because he's already, when it gets closer, is probably when they're talking about it. So,
He starts to get pumped up about it. Yeah, midsummer is a good time to just be like, there's no Santa.
so at least when 3 or 4 months later, when another one of his friends tell him about it, then
Yeah, he can just be like, bitch, I know, get the fuck out. But it's always this. He's in second grade. It's the third graders who are telling him. And it makes sense. Like, third graders are what, like 9?
I don't know.
8, 9? So
You would know more about the ages of kids than I would,
So they've like,
and what grade they're in.
I think they've gone through it and hit that point where they're like, there's no Santa. Now I'm gonna fucking ruin it for everybody else.
Bastards.
I know, we're a bunch of assholes. I've never called a little, actually I have called a little kid asshole, but I'll do it again. Little assholes.
So speaking of Santa, I forgot to send you this link, but I wanted to talk about it. So the headline goes: survey claims 27% want female or gender neutral Santa despite roots of historic figure. So I don't want to read the whole article and get into that, but just with that headline alone,
27% of who?
I don't know. It's a survey. I don't know. Whoever they survey. So my question is, one, why does this keep happening? Like like the Boy Scouts didn't have any girls in it, and now they have to have girls. They want Santa to be gender neutral. What
What are you gonna do with Mrs. Claus then?
No, okay, well then Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse, like, is Mickey Mouse gonna be gender neutral? Like, what's the end? Like, where do we stop with this?
When we
Like,
kill 27% of the population. It's not, I'm just, honestly, first off,
you can't have a gender neutral male. Like,
I don't, yeah.
he's fucking Santa Claus. He's always been he. Like,
It's,
are they gonna change God? I mean, I know they've already said, like, what? How come God is a man? Like, why do you assume that? I get that. That's fine. I guess that's maybe a better argument.
why is Mother Teresa a woman? Like, can we make a gender neutral Mother Teresa? And Gandhi?
Well, because you can't make a gender neutral Mother Teresa, because how else are you gonna have a kid?
Mother Teresa, not
Oh.
Mary.
My bad.
We'll go over our Bible stories later.
Oh no, it's not. I'd rather not. I'd rather not. I'd rather just go along.
I
with
can't
it.
believe you confuse Mother Teresa with Mary.
Whatever.
Close.
I mean, whatever. They're both women, right?
Well, according to 27% of whoever answered that fucking survey, no.
Well, you don't know. They just want Santa. But like, where does it end? Like, what? At what? I mean, are they gonna make her? Are they gonna make Santa transgender? I mean, is Santa technically straight? Like, when does it end?
I still go back to my statement. It ends when we remove 20% of the population from the earth. Because
I just hope that that 20% doesn't make the change for everybody else.
first off, the first thing I'm gonna say is I call bullshit on 27%. I don't believe
Maybe
we
they
have-
surveyed like 5 people and only one of them voted yes to gender neutral.
Yeah, like or they did it at like the GLBT summit or the
My guess would be
transgender-
20%. Never mind.
Yeah,
My math's not up.
20, and I'll bet you they picked 27% because it doesn't sound like a number that divides easily. Like if you said 30%, then people come back and say, oh, you interviewed 10 people and 3 said it, that's 30%. But at 27, first off, I call bullshit. I don't think, I think it was a very specific group of people that they asked to get a high number like that. Because you're talking 1 in 4, right?
Mm-hmm. Essentially.
Essentially, it's
But by my math, it was 1 in 5.
Yeah. Yeah. But then again, you went to Mother Teresa's math class.
That's true. Mother Goose.
Mother Goose. No, gender neutral. Parent goose or geese.
Oh, God.
Okay,
Is
you-
Clifford the big red dog a boy or a girl?
No. Clifford would not see, and he wouldn't be the big red dog. First off, he wouldn't see a sex. He would be.
He be the big blood dog?
It would be asexual, and you couldn't see color.
All right, totally off subject, but I thought about this because I was watching Stand By Me the other day.
Oh, that was a good movie.
It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Leeches on your penis.
If Goofy is a dog,
Uh-huh.
and so is
Pluto.
Pluto, but Goofy wears pants and drives a car,
Mhm.
he's still a dog.
Yes.
I mean,
He's
I
a
agree.
smarter version of a dog. He would be like the German Shepherd smart dog or poodle, because poodles are actually pretty smart. And Pluto would be the dumb dog that chases cars on the freeway. It's an evolutionary.
I don't know why I thought. I felt like that was totally on par with what we were talking
little
about.
bit.
Maybe not though.
A little bit.
But
But
like-
because 27% of the people are stupid like Pluto and apparently need to be hit by cars. I'm pissed. Like, this is so fucking stupid. Like,
I could
I'm
read into it.
sorry.
I really don't want to, but it's just.
I wouldn't want to read that either.
It was just funny when I saw the post. Facebook is where
Yeah.
everybody gets their news.
Their news, and
from.
it's all accurate.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
nothing.
So I looked it up
biased.
and I clicked on the link and I read like the first like paragraph and it just frustrated me. Like when are they gonna stop? Like I don't know where the end is. That's the thing. Like
I think if we were to go onto the street right now and just stop 4 people and be like, should Santa be gender neutral? I think we would get 4 out of 4 that say no.
but why? Okay, but what is the reason behind it? Why does it matter? Like because they
I
want.
think you're asking the wrong person because I don't think it fucking matters.
Well, I'm trying to put you in there.
But what I would say is
If
that
you
they
were in their
see it as sexist. And because it's sexist and so, I might say this word wrong, misogynistic,
Close enough. I know what you meant.
okay, that it's not
Mother Teresa.
fair to Mother Mary. It's not fair that Santa be a man. Personally, I think it is fucking stupid. What? Santa is a guy. Like, I'm sorry, it is. It's based off of Saint Nicholas, who was a guy. The fictional character is the jolly old fat man, married to Mrs. Claus.
Oh, and okay, so if they were to change Santa to a female and you called her a fat, jolly woman, you know how up in arms people would be?
Yeah.
Are you calling me fat? I look fat in this wardrobe, in this velour suit.
Okay, so I'm gonna flip that then. Okay, you want equality?
That was my girl voice, just so you
It
guys
was
know.
pretty good. No, it was pretty good. I saw.
My voice is too deep to go.
No,
hide
but
this.
it went with a fat woman.
Hey,
I'm sorry, it did.
I like them thick.
Okay. No, that sounded like a fat woman. But
I'm hungry.
at this, we just ate. At this point, though, my thing is, if you want equality, I can call a guy fat. So if you want equality, I should be able to call a girl fat. That's treating equally. So does that?
But we know it's not equal. Like, that's
I
the
know,
thing.
and
they know too. Like,
and I actually accept that. Look, I'm okay with it. There are some things that are, we grew up with the boys will be boys.
yes,
And I think obviously some people took that too far. But for the most
grab
part,
him by the pussy.
grab him by the pussy. For the most part, it is true. Like there's a way that fucking like producer Rick will bust ass and it stinks like shit.
Oh, they meant bust ass as far as like working.
No, I'm talking. He'll rip a fart. You
Yeah.
wouldn't do that in a group of women. Like you might, but you're gonna blame it on someone else. But you just don't do that. But around boys in a locker room, the talk, boys will be boys. Girls will be girls. There's a difference. And I think the problem is that we are blurring the lines, but it's okay to be different. I don't understand why, did we swing that far in the pendulum where our generation grew up like, I want to be different. I want to be different. Now it's like, did the pendulum swing the other way and now we all have to be equal?
Yeah,
Not
okay,
equal's the wrong word. Equal's the wrong word because it connotates value. Do we all have to be viewed the same?
I saw a billboard sign. It's like I don't know what you want to call it, the background, but it's kind of like very 70-ish, like like daisies and like
Oh yeah, okay.
like floor.
That pastel-y floral.
Yeah,
patterns.
floral plant pattern. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was like we're not all good until we're fuck. How does this, oh god, I wish I could remember exactly how it said. Pretty much like along the lines of like, not everyone's all right until everybody's like mentally all right, or everybody's like equal almost, or on the same level. And I feel like that's like totally anti like American, because there's a reason why people come to this country and are able to build empires,
Yes.
because
They're different.
they're different, they're smarter, they're fucking more ambitious. Like, we're all not getting the fucking same money. Like, there's a reason for that. You're not qualified, motherfucker. Like,
Or
you know,
and if I looked at you and I know you,
I should be a stripper. I'm just saying, just being honest.
I can't believe you would fucking say something so blasphemous.
I mean, or whatever, chipmunks, what are they called? Fucking
Chippendales.
Chippendales, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Dude, I'll rock that shit.
The same way Chris
Chris
Farley
Farley
rocked
did.
it.
Yeah, he beat fucking Patrick
He did,
Swayze.
He did. You know
Fair
what?
and square.
I retract my statement, sir.
But who are you to tell me I can't be
You
that?
can be a Chippendale star.
Of course I can.
You can continue to snowball this. I look at it the same way as minimum wage. I'm sorry, minimum wage, you shouldn't be able to raise a family of 5 or 6 on minimum wage. That's why it's minimum. It's the bare minimum. When you talk minimum wage, you're thinking a high school kid with a part-time job. You're not thinking about, hey, I'm 40 years old and I'm putting 3 kids through college, so yeah, I want minimum wage raised. Not everybody is equal, and that's okay. Everyone needs to be treated equally. Everyone needs to have the opportunity, but it's a huge difference between opportunity and what you do and what is given to you. And I'm sorry, there is a difference between men and women. I like having sex with women.
Well,
I don't like having
I
sex
mean,
with
you
men.
just go to the basics
I
of
assume.
genetically, like, what is the Y and whatever
X.
chromosome? Yeah. Sorry, I didn't fucking graduate any.
From med school. XY versus XX. And I was telling, a couple weeks ago, I think I was telling Candace off air that the medical association or the medical community has looked at the difference between men and women, and they've looked at transgender, and they have deemed it as a mental problem. But they won't come out and publicly state that because of the backlash that they would receive from it. But their reasoning, their scientific reason behind it is because you will either have an XX or an XY chromosome. If you have XY, you are a man. That's how your chromosomes are built. If your body doesn't identify with XY,
My body's a wonderland.
it is beautiful. It is a pear-shaped wonder. If it doesn't identify with an XY
More of a potato, but I get it.
and sees you as a girl, then that's a mental issue. Your brain is not recognizing the chromosome and not reacting correctly. If you are XX, then you are a woman. And if your brain sees you as a man, then it is seeing or it's identifying a Y chromosome that is not there. It is a mental issue. But you can't say that because you're going to hurt. It's kind of like that circular argument. You can't say that this is a mental issue because you're going to hurt someone's psyche, but it is, but they want it to not be treated as a mental issue. At
Some point, it's going to come out. At some point.
My problem and my worry is that our society has always been a reactionary pendulum. Our society will always swing so dramatically one way and then so dramatically the other that it causes issues. So we had a huge problem with alcohol at the beginning of the 20th century, in the early 1900s, right? So the pendulum swung, and what did we do? We banned alcohol.
Yeah, prohibition.
And prohibition did nothing but swing it the other way, and it became wildly expensive. It became an underground, a breeding ground for crime because the pendulum swung. And then they went back and they repealed it or created another law that said it was legal, and we swung back the other way. And my concern is that once that pendulum swings the other way, where are we at? Because going from extreme to extreme isn't.
Well, I think a generation. I mean, when we go back to like millennials, I guess,
Mhm.
and how people view. Because I mean, technically, are you a millennial? Technically, I'm like one of the older ones. That's why. I don't remember when it starts. I don't know if it's like 83, 82.
Yeah, I'm on the
Like borderline.
cusp,
Okay,
but yeah.
we'll just say you are.
Oh, good. I
So
can
like
yell at my own people.
they say the problem with millennials is like we're this, we're that, or like we're lazy, or we're too sensitive or whatever. And I probably told this story already, but I was watching that guy Gary Vee,
Mhm.
and he was talking about how like the people that are complaining about them are the same people that brought them up. Like
Yeah.
you're the one that was
You did
wanting,
this.
you wanted them to fucking think that they were special and that they were this and that, not realizing your kid was a piece of shit, and
You
fucking never
claimed
listened.
everyone deserved a first place trophy.
Yeah, and I agree with that. Like, and when you're talking about the pendulum, so like it's, I mean, I don't know how accurate it is on your end, but like I could see it at least in this aspect where it was like everybody's special, everybody's amazing, we're all awesome.
Everyone gets
Everyone gets a trophy, everyone gets a ribbon.
Yep.
And then what happens when you grow up and you realize there's no fucking ribbons to be given, and you need hard work, and
Yeah.
you need to be better than the other person to fucking make more money and have a better lifestyle. It like now you're depressed, and now you fucking have mental problems and issues or whatever, and it's definitely interesting to talk to
I don't know.
people like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I worry about my son's generation and what they're coming up to. I was talking with somebody who, he's gay, he's raising 2 kids, and in talking with the psychologist, because obviously the kids are adopted.
No, you can't say obviously, but
You're right, but the kids are adopted because that's the easiest way for a gay couple to get kids. And these kids
or stealing.
Why do you say that all gays steal children?
I didn't say all gay. I said or they.
No,
could,
that's what I heard.
You said the only way. There is
that's
other
what
ways.
I heard. That's what I heard. And because this generation, whatever happens, whatever I think is right.
That's true.
So,
You're right. Equally, we're both wrong.
and equally, we're both right. 100%. Here's a trophy for both of us.
Yes.
The
Why does my trophy look like a penis?
Mine looks like 2 vaginas.
It's a number one. You're
So-
number one.
The psychologist was saying that, in the kids that are growing up in elementary right now, when they get older, there will not be relationships. There will not be.
I can see that.
There just will be sex with
I'm part of it.
whoever, whenever, and it'll just be, you know, that aspect, and that
You
concerns
think,
me.
do you think sex will ever be like Demolition Man?
Yes, yeah. I do.
Where you don't actually touch people?
I mean, do I think it'll always be that? Do I?
What about the 3 shells? Does anybody know how to use the 3 shells?
I don't. No.
I totally ruined your fucking thought process. Sorry.
You did. You threw me off a little bit. So I'm going off on a few different things.
Bang
but
bang.
But I do worry about RJ's generation. I don't. I think what will happen is that there will be a thinning of the community because, like in the Japanese culture,
You guys are
we're
done.
we're not breeding.
You're done.
We're not breeding right,
You guys are fucking dolls.
and that's the problem. Is it
Well, because they don't talk back.
and neither do Asian women. If you watch porn, I mean, it's research for the show.
Yeah, but they always have the dicks fucking pixelated out.
Yeah. Now, Japanese men don't have penises. It's just this pixelation. It's a bunch of squares.
I was gonna ask when you have sex with
Where's
the
the-
all she sees is
is the
fucking
pixelation.
pixelation.
So,
But where do we go with these conversations? Why do you talk to me?
but I think the problem is that the same thing.
We need HD, that's the problem.
Oh God. Or you got to pay for it to come from Korea and just call it Japanese. There's going to be that lack of interaction, and that's my concern. Nowadays, a lot of kids don't even talk to each other, and that lack of interaction, that lack of connection, is going to cause less people to breed, and I think it will thin our population out.
Which is probably what the government wants. You know what's funny that you say that though, as far as kids not talking? So when I went to go visit Shark in Arizona, excuse me, so it's only him and the set and James out there, right?
Right.
So they don't have like a babysitter or whatever. So the set had to work on the Friday or Saturday that I was out there. And Shark was like, hey, like, sorry dude, but like,
We're on dad duty.
we just moved out here.
Yeah.
James, one of James's friends, one of his, very few friends that he has out there, because he just moved out there. He's only
Right,
been in
he's
school
gonna
for
make friends. Yeah.
yeah, invited him to a birthday party.
Mhm.
Not his birthday party; it's his sister's birthday party, but he invited him.
Okay.
So he's like, I kind of have to go. I'm like, dude, don't yeah, for sure, whatever. They sell beer there, right? Like, it's a fucking pizza spot.
Oh, yeah.
First off, none of the parents are ever drinking beer, so we didn't drink any beer because we didn't want to.
Be the two alcoholic gay dads.
Exactly. So we chilled there, but when the mom came up to like talk to Shark about like James and all that, and they were a little older. I want to say probably like
Early 40s, maybe.
yeah, like maybe 8 to 10 years older than us.
Okay.
They made a comment to Shark like, we were so excited to hear that James doesn't have any video games either.
Mhm.
And we would love to set up a play date. I mean that in its own is just pretty much like
They were okay with a gay couple. And a
yeah
kid.
but they wanted their son and James to play because
They could.
they don't let their own son play with video games,
Mhm.
which I guess maybe in their mind is like maybe
The right. They do it because they feel it's the right way to raise their child.
or whatever, or they think that they want them to be more social, or maybe they just don't like video games. They think that rots their brain.
Right.
Whatever the reason is,
Right.
it was kind of interesting to hear that because it's like, okay, they want their son to interact with somebody else that's similar in that aspect,
Right.
as far as so they're able to socialize, and they had a good time. I'm assuming when kids are at school they're playing, but maybe these kids that are in high school or junior high that have phones, maybe they're just sitting at the lunch tables on their
Just
phones all
on
the
their
time.
phones yeah.
I don't know the rules
I
at
don't know
school
if you're
if you're allowed to have your phone or whatever, but it is interesting to to hear that from a parent to recognize the fact that like kids now are just playing video games.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I was a gamer when I was a kid. I
Right.
played, but I also played sports. I mean, not saying I'm any better than any of them, but I mean, I wish I would have kept playing video games because those motherfuckers make money.
They make good money, and it's as funny as it is, as Asian.
The good
as-
ones, obviously.
Yeah, as Asian as I am, I didn't grow up with a lot of video games.
Well, you were making them.
That's true. There wasn't time in the sweatshop. I had the Atari 2600,
I had one too.
and I was so young that it wasn't cool to me because it was all computery, but that was the last gaming thing that I had until I got a Game Boy.
Side note. I'm thinking about buying Street Fighter for my garage.
The big stand-up one.
Good idea, bad idea?
Good idea.
Okay, continue.
I have no idea how to play Street. I didn't play video games.
What are you talking about? You are Ryu.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
He's the only Japanese fucking person in
Okay,
the...
I was always Raiden from Mortal Kombat. Was he
True.
the guy with the little hat?
Yeah, I think,
Okay.
was he Japanese too?
I have no idea.
I'm gonna look that
I
up.
can't tell them apart. That's right, I said it. You guys can't be the only racist ones around here. So when it comes to video games and RJ, I run a balance with him. Like, I let him play from time to time, and I'll let him play for a few hours. But then when it's time to turn it off, like, you're done. Play with, and I'm okay with him playing with toys still, because he is young. Like, play with toys. Get down on the ground, take your Legos, build something. Take your little action figures, make them fight, make them go to war.
Ryu's from Japan.
Well, Ryu is our pitcher, and he's from Korea. Ryu is from Japan.
Whatever. What was the other guy?
Raiden.
Oh, Raiden. I'm listening to your story though.
So I try and make sure that there's a balance, because I do think it is okay to play video games.
There's a lot of problem solving. So I remember, I want to say my early teen years, probably like maybe when I was in high school, or maybe a little before that. Actually, even before that. I'm sorry. Let me start with this. Zelda.
Yeah.
Zelda was problem solving, dude.
Yeah.
Like you had to like figure things out how to get through it. So I feel like that helped me a lot with like even like simple stuff like
Simple
at work.
things, yeah.
And then to take it to a bigger or a larger step was Grand Theft Auto. Like you had to fucking like think and like
Where to go.
where to go. It was like almost like a big fucking
Which hoe to pimp for some money.
pretty much.
Yeah. Real life issues.
Yeah, real life issues. But yeah, like that was like problem solving to me. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's not a bad thing. Now, granted,
I think
you're fucking killing everybody.
Yeah,
and
I think
shit.
they're kind of different ends of the spectrum, but I see where you're going with it. And yeah, there is. I've always felt, and I think, I don't know if Gary Vee would feel this way, and I don't know if you would feel this way, but with hard work, there should be some reward to it. And
I don't know if there should, but if you work hard enough, there eventually will.
there is.
Yeah,
Okay, so maybe not should, but
it might not be what you want it to be, but
yeah, I don't know where I would go with that.
because you can
'Cause I
work
think
hard.
you're
You
saying
can,
the same thing, but
you
you're
can-
being more definitive about it. You're saying if you work hard enough, there is reward. I'm saying if you work hard enough, there should be some kind of reward. And I don't know that they're necessary. I wouldn't agree that there definitely is.
mutually exclusive.
Yeah,
I hear
but
that all the time on ESPN Radio, and I just wanted to throw that in.
but I do feel as a parent, all right, my son works really hard. Like there was a week where he got an F and his grade for math was an F. And so after he was done with his caning and his time in the rice paddies, I told him, you gotta start bringing this up. So then the next week it went from an F to a C, then a C to a B, and then a B to an A. So in a month he brought it up. That's exactly what you work hard, and now, okay, you get your video game.
Raiden's from the heavens.
Is he really?
Yeah,
So Japan.
he's a species. He's a god,
So Japan.
I guess.
Yep. So, in my opinion, so RJ works hard. He gets the reward of playing video games. Like, that's just because I think you should have both. I think you should be, the Renaissance man, as I kind of consider myself as a man of all kinds of different parts. Maybe you're not A+ in everything, but you should have at least B's in everything. And video games is one of them. So we took a long way to say that.
Santa Claus is a man, motherfucker.
Fuck you assholes. If you want to make Santa gender neutral, you should smell the bottom of a pool. We're going to take a quick break because I need to drink and a pee.
All right.
See ya. Oh, it fucking pisses me off.
You might want to wait.
No, I'm not going to wait. Fuck that. It pisses me off. 27% of the people.